Oh,
There it is. Uh-oh, he froze.
I froze. I froze. Am I
Yeah,
frozen? I'm frozen.
you're frozen.
I'm not frozen.
Oh, there you
Am
are. You're good now.
I? You're frozen too.
Oh
All right.
man,
Well,
it's not a good start.
not a good start. Pretty bad start. All right. Let's get right into it. Last time, actually 2 times ago, I think we were doing the perfect home finder, and we were going to get into really the 5 steps in order to find your perfect home in 2024. And we believe this is really the only way to buy a house in 2024. The market has changed. It is no longer. It is still a heavy seller's market. Anything that goes on the market, you're seeing tons of showings, tons of offers. So we believe that this is the only way to get your perfect house in 2024.
Yep. And this is something I've been doing it now for well over a year, if not more. Selling a lot of homes that we were able to keep off the MLS, really help out the buyers. And it's been so working so well. Like we have to tell you about it because it's been great. So here, obviously, as you see here, the first steps are the 5 steps to buying a perfect home. The first two really are up to you. You find out exactly what you got to tell us exactly what you want in the home. How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? Acreage. Style of home. That's pretty important. Obviously, the towns that you're living in, or that you want to live in. Those are all important items that we need to know. And then the next three, and we're going to get really into this here in the next couple slides, but uh, 3, 4, and 5 is what Mike and I do. We identify those properties, we reach out, we um, get the responses, and we set up showings for you. So, uh, Mike, if you go to that next slide, you'll see the first one. Obviously, kind of the things that I just hit on. Where?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mike, you want to?
Yeah. The first step is figuring out exactly what you want. Where, what is really the main 2 things. Where it could be a town. You could specifically want to live in. Dan lives in Simsbury. I live in Windsor Locks. You might want to stay in the town you're currently in. It could be just a setting, urban, rural, suburban, and in with that, there's types of streets, types of neighborhoods. There's busier streets. There's cul-de-sacs. There's neighborhoods with a lot of houses. The style of the house, you might want a ranch for single floor living. You might want a colonial. You might have a need for an in-law. You might want to downsize to a condo. You might want a multifamily home where somebody else can be paying a portion of your mortgage. There's so much goes into figuring out exactly what you want. There's the house particulars. Some people like an old historic house in a historic district. That's going to come with a double yellow line street, usually in the center of a town. It could be size. Some people, like I said, need a very big house. You have multiple generations. Some people you might be single and want just a 1-bedroom tiny house. Your yard matters. If you have pets, you might want a fence. You might want to put a pool in. You might want a pool already there. It's something that you want, but you don't want to have to put it in. You might want a garage. You might not want a garage. You might want a 3-car garage. You might want a 5-car garage. Every town has, homes with huge garages.
Yeah,
There's a 2-family that's right next to one that I own, and I think it's a 6-car garage,
it
and it's a
is.
2-family.
Yeah,
On a basement, you might not want a basement. There's a lot of houses in towns that don't have basements, depending on the water table for the area. You might want a huge house.
uh-oh. Mike. All right. So yeah, you might want a huge house. You might want a small one. So the square footage that matters. A lot of the more in depth you can get with us and tell us exactly what you want, the better response that we or the better job that we can do for you in targeting those exact homes that you're looking for. Sorry, you froze there, Mike. So I kicked it in. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
finished your sentences.
thank you. Well, we will
Yeah.
go to the next slide, and it will be back to you, Dan.
Yeah. No, and this is the biggest one, right? We always know what you want to spend. Well, you got to take more into consideration when you say like, what's my top budget? It's like, oh, okay, it's 300,000. Well, we got to figure out what goes into that 300,000. We got to obviously your mortgage, right? Your down after your down payment, the taxes and insurance, utilities, the how much you're going to have in reserves, or there improvements that you got to make to the house. All these really, really matter into that max budget. So what I really tell people is what are you comfortable spending a month, and then we get a better idea of where we can go there, because it's different. A $300,000 house is going to be different in Simsbury as it is in Windsor Locks. It's just the taxes are different, utilities cost different. It's just the way it is. Obviously, the stronger buyer you are, maybe the lower interest rate you're going to get. So that matters. So a lot of this really, really does matter. So it's not just I can afford a $300,000 house. So we'll step back. We'll really get into these five items. Obviously, with your lender too, if you're applying for a loan, and that'll help us and give us a really, really good idea. And again, we can target those homes even better, knowing what you can do monthly.
Yeah, absolutely. We separated the mortgage principal and interest from the tax insurance. Now, most people, that's going to be one payment, but a $300,000 house in one town is going to have very different taxes, and depending on the location, could have very different insurance than another town. Almost every town in Harford County and west to Litchfield and Tolland County has flood areas. And a lot of these areas are desirable. They are the bigger homes that if you want an older home, if you want a historic home, that's going to come with a lot higher insurance rate. The reserves, depending on the age of the home, depending on how much work it needs to be done, you're going to need to be able to budget for that. The improvement budget, a lot of these homes, especially the bigger you get, improvements. Kitchens and bathrooms are not cheap. They're very expensive, and you don't want to be house broke. You want to get a house that you want, but you don't want to be broke. So we will pop on to the next slide, which is identifying properties. Now, those first two are things that we can work you with, your lender with. The identify properties, that is going to be
that's going to be me and Mike. Yeah. So we're going to go into those tax records. We're going to go into the MLS. We're going to see all those areas. We're going to go into that area that you're describing, and we're going to make sure too that it's fitting your needs before we even tell you about it. Again, it's the job that we're going to do that extra mile. So we're going to figure all the things out for you to make sure that it's hitting exactly what your needs are. Sorry, you went out again, Mike.
I know, and you jumped right in. When I got back, you were right in. So the tax records in MLS, you can get a lot of information in that, but probably only 75% of the information. If you're looking for something very specific, like a horse property, like something with a 3+ car garage, you really need to. You really need to hire a list provider at that point. Now, these are people that deal with big data. They know more about us than we care to believe that they really know. They know everything about us, and you can purchase that. They're pretty expensive, but for the right property, for the right person that has that very specific property, it's something that we have to do. We've also identified properties just by driving the area. If you're looking for a real fixer-upper within a specific neighborhood of a specific town, driving the area is really the best way to uncover those. And depending on what you need, it is the methods that we use to do this. And we've used all of them very, very effectively so far.
Yep, sure have.
So the fourth step is, again, that is something that is completely on us, is how to reach out to these homeowners, strategy to do that and deploy it. It depends on the house. It depends on the owner of the house. If this is a luxury home, they're not going to want a pop-in. You see the next 3 points, which is direct mail and pop-ins, text calls, and internet marketing. The mail and the pop-in is something really concrete. It's direct. It's one-to-one to a person. The text and calls is how most people are used to being communicated with, and they're really not that effective anymore. So the big one, the third, internet marketing, is when we come up with that list, we can go ahead and market directly to that list on the internet, and they will see us everywhere. You know, if you're looking for a very specific house in a town and there are 34 houses, which a lot of times, if you're very specific in figuring out what you want in your perfect house, there really often is that few. These people are going to see us everywhere. They're going to see us on Google. They're going to see us on Facebook. They're going to see us on Instagram. Anywhere where they are on the internet, they're gonna find us. They're gonna see us. And Dan's laughing at my lighting. It's a big joke on this that Dan always has poor lighting, and today my lighting just went out on.
And I'm lit up like the sun.
He is. So the last step is to turn those responses into showings. So the process would be, we would go there, we'd preview the home, we'd screen the owner to make sure that, you're not wasting your time. We're not wasting our time bringing you in there just to find out that, they want $150,000 more than the home is actually worth. So we go in, we preview the home, make sure it actually is what you're looking for, screen the buyers, financially, just not check their finances, make sure that what they want is actually what the house is worth. At that point, we would set up a private showing with you. And the best part about this is it's an off-market property, so nobody knows this is on the market. You're the only one that knows this is on the market. A lot of these homes that hit the market are getting 30, 40 showings, and you go to make an offer and you find out there's 20 of them out there, and you have to offer way more than the house is worth. You have to, not have an inspection. You need to offer more money than it's going to praise for. Oftentimes, you don't want that. This private showing, you're the only one that knows on the market. You're the only one that's making the offer, and if we're able to make it happen, it works for both parties. It's great for the seller because nobody wants all these people through their home. Nobody wants 40 people through their home, especially this time of the year, bringing mud and water and ice and sand into house. Yeah, it's gross, especially this time of the year. The Perfect Home Finder works really well. And then simply go to close. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it really can be that simple. We've had deals where it really was that easy. The private showing, met the owner. It's like, all right, this house definitely do. We ended up we set up the showing. My buyers loved it. We made it happen. It's that easy. So
nice job, Dan. So we were trying to be, we've got nobody actually watching right now, but so many people watch us on the replay. We were trying to have a real professional appearance today. And you know what? It just didn't work out. My internet's not the best. Lighting goes out. I got to put this lighting back.
I see like this big X. Oh, there it is.
There we go. Got the lighting back at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to redo that if we're gonna
you think
we got our point across.
There are times where he throws like that. I'm like, I think he's frozen, so I'm gonna keep going with this one. Classic.
It would just spin for me, like, and you would always spin first. So that first time you were spinning, oh, my battery must be dead.
Yeah.
Nice X. So we were going with, and this is, what we're going to get comments on, should, where are we? This is supposed to, my green screen's not popping up here. Oh, well, it's not working. I guess I can't change it while we're live right here.
You're lucky we don't have a guest with us right now, because you'd be getting absolutely toasted.
I gotta get my act together before next week.
I mean, I brought it. I brought the light. I brought the energy. I brought it.
You brought it. I cut out. I dropped the ball, and you were right there.
You brought batteries to a plug-in show, and you're frozen out. I mean, this is just. Oh, God.
All right. Well, I think that's good for tonight, Dan. We're gonna pop out of here, and
yep,
we'll bring it better next time. See you later.